Hello, and welcome to group counseling for summer 2025. This summer is going to be unique in that I have some help in teaching the class. This is going to be the first time since 2017, I believe, maybe 2018, where we actually have two instructors. That's awesome because we have 20 students, and with 20 graduate students, it's necessary to have um, quite a few eyes. And the reason why it's a unique class. So group counseling is one of our experiential classes. We have three of these in the Northwestern Counseling Program. One of them is strategies and techniques. Several of you have had this class already. I would say if you've had strategies and techniques, you're probably a little bit ahead of the folks who are just taking group counseling, who just had individual counseling. That's okay. If you haven't, don't fret, don't worry, because this is about practice. This is about um, becoming comfortable in a group setting, leading, leading a group. So we're going to practice leading a group. We're also going to ask that students are comfortable being themselves. You're not going to role play. You're going to be yourself. We're going to ask that your clients, as a group, research has found that when people are authentic and real, the development of counselors actually is more effective. So we're asking that people are somewhat vulnerable. We're not going to ask you to talk if you're a client, talk about really deep, dark, emotional level 8, 9, 10 type of issues. If those come up, that's okay. We'll talk more about that on the day that we actually counsel, but don't fret. I know sometimes students get a little bit worried. They're less, maybe even less worried about leading a group than being a group member, and that's okay. But please know that all of you participating and being authentic helps make this a better process. It helps it make more effective learning for others. So I look forward to working with you. I know Professor Miller looks forward to working with you. I want to spend a few minutes of this introductory video talking about expectations for the class. And so I'm just going to jump straight in and share the syllabus with you. Bear with me, I've got two screens, and I'm going to try to share the correct one so we can see the syllabus together. And my Zoom is on my home computer, so it's looking a little different. So let's try this one. Okay, so here, hopefully, yeah, you can see it now. So I'm going to do with this intro to group counseling video from 2024. This one will be in its place. Here is the syllabus. Before we jump into the syllabus, I want to make this statement. If you have a goal of becoming a licensed professional counselor at some point in your career, even if you're an education major, I strongly encourage you to take the 3 credit hour class. We have a little bit of flexibility this first week. Next Monday, things lock in and we can't make the changes, the registration changes. If you have the idea that at some point you might want to become licensed, I would argue that it would be beneficial to you to take the 3 hour class because this is a required class for licensure in the state of Oklahoma, both for LPC and LADC licensure. So um, I would encourage you, even if you're doing the school counseling track, to go ahead, and I've had a few students do that over the years, take the 3 credit class. The reason being is if you're in the education, the 2 credit, it's cheaper for the 2 credit hour class. The bar is a little bit lower for you. You still have to come on the 3 weekends, so it's you don't get to drop like one of the weekend classes. But it's only worth 2 credits, and the board won't count 2 hour classes. So I wanted to say that now before I got into the syllabus. So if you need to make an arrangement, please email me, and we can make that adjustment this first week. Okay, thinking about the syllabus, let's go ahead and pull it up. And here it is. So let's go. Well, you can see the syllabus, but you can also see the design of the course. The design of the course, I want everything to be visible for you. I didn't want any hidden links for this course. Some courses I do modules. I inherited this design actually from Dr. Kirby a few years ago, and I decided to keep it because what will happen each week is there will be new information released. You can see week 1, week 2, week 3. These are hidden from you now, but as the weeks progress, you'll have access to the information. You can see that we have a syllabus. I've clicked on that. There's also a link for information. There's a discussion rubric. I would highly encourage you to read that rubric in detail so you understand what's expected of you. For the discussion boards, this is a hybrid class. Most weeks we will meet like this asynchronously, but there are a couple of weekends where we'll meet in person. Here's the discussions link. You can see that we will have several discussions. I think there are actually 7, but we'll be graded for 6. And you can see the discussion boards will come up along with the weeks when they deploy. There's an introduction tab, and there's a final group project submission. There's an individual assignment. I will keep this open so you can think about it throughout the course. It's not due for a while, but I'll leave that here. You want to look at the plagiarism link, and that's basically it. So I'm actually, when you get into the course, it's going to look more condensed. It'll look like this. Just know there will be weeks that pop out, and that's where the stuff that you're responsible for as we go through the 8 weeks here in the summer. This is where it will be. It will be here on the left menu. So going back to the syllabus, looking at uh, looking at it, please know it's subject to change. I changed the design quite a bit, significantly. I won't say quite a bit, but significantly because Professor Adams will be working with us, and her schedule allowed her to be, on campus the 28th and 29th. So it's been a while since I've taught an intensive weekend. I was in a program before this where all of the live classes were actually taught in one week, where it was super intense. I mean, people were wiped out at the end of the week. You'll be wiped out at June 28th and 29th because you're coming to class from 8 to 5. The instructors will be as equally wiped out as you are. We'll get a break and we'll come back on June the 26th. I did send an email out with that. Here are the dates of our live classes. Please be aware this is a required part of the class. If you can't make the 28th and 29th and July 26th, please reach out to me. Um, we'll need to figure something else out because it is required. The what has happened before in the past, I know summer months are very difficult for students because there's weddings, there's vacations, there's things like this that come up. Um, but the live portion is necessary to be here. So a few years ago, I had a little bit of flexibility with this, and some people, I don't know that they abused it or what, but I had one group where we had 6 members, and 3 of them took off the final week, and that was not amenable. So it's just you have to be here, because once you form a group dynamic, we're not going to switch groups. Once you come that first weekend, you'll be with the same people throughout. And so it's necessary for continuity and student development. So if you can't make it, please reach out to me and please let me know. Um, the way that this has worked is that if you can't make a weekend, it might be better to take it another semester. With the bad thing is it's only offered in summer. So if you just have like something that you just absolutely cannot miss, then reach out to me. We'll at least have a discussion. Um, so here's like the information. Back to the syllabus. Sorry, there's a lot of things to discuss here. So hopefully you're tracking. Here's the syllabus. And I need to put my colleagues in. I'll put her contact information on here as well. I would encourage you to reach out to Professor Adams first, and then or you can CC us both. Email is usually best for both of us. So please, when I release that information, please use that to your benefit. There are a couple of textbooks. If you're an education major, You are only required, well, I mean, I have both these groups. So we will be pulling from both of these textbooks. If you are an education major, please know that 2017, it's uh it's uh it's written in very accessible language. It gives the basic information that you need to understand the foundations of group. This is even though it's not the title is called Great Groups, this Capuzzi and Stouffer is more in line with helping people that are going LPC learn what's necessary to pass the licensure exam, and meaning the National Counselor exam, the NCE. You're welcome to read through the objectives. You're welcome to read through the learning goals, the performance assessment. People usually want to know, okay, well, how do I make a grade in this class? So we're going to jump straight to that. The evaluation grading, you'll have 6 total discussion boards, 25 points each. If you miss one, you miss it. There's one this week. It's pretty simple to earn credit. Just make sure you follow the rubric for the discussion board. Again, that's over there on the left menu. And it's later on in this syllabus. There will be 200 points for demonstration in live classes. Class participation and attendance is necessary for this class. As students, you must be comfortable stepping out of your box and learning to participate and grow as a professional. You'll be required to facilitate a group and participate. 100 points will be earned as a group participant. The other 100 points will be earned as a group leader. Education majors will participate for 75 and lead groups for 75. The reason being is I'd rather see the education majors, it is important. And I'll try to group the education majors together where you all are in a similar situation. I think there are only 3 at last check, so you'll be splitting time with some counseling students as well. The final group project is for everyone. You will design your own group and you'll have a format and you'll just follow the format. This is a fairly easy assignment because I've got it like line by line what you need to do. But I'd say it's easy, but you need to apply what you learn in this class. And then everybody's got a personal professional disposition assessment. For the discussion boards, keep 2 dates in mind. Most weeks, and if you can strive for this, it's a good rule of thumb, even for the weeks that it doesn't apply. Please try to make your initial post on those weeks it doesn't apply, but always make your initial post by Thursday of every week by 11:59, and we'll make that Central Standard Time. I guess if you're a little bit late on this one, it'll be 1 o'clock here because it's Mountain Time. It has to be 300 words in length. Please make a reference for full credit. Please see the rubric parameters right there. And then I back off a little bit of this. In most classes, I require 3 responses. In this class, I only require 2. It's because you're coming to learn as a student. This is a hybrid. So, but when you do the 2 responses to your peers, make sure they're done by Sunday, Central Standard Time, and make sure that you meet this 100-word minimum. Please look through. And this is what your rubric will look like. You're also, how a group demonstration participation, this is how you'll be evaluated. Disposition, here's how you'll be evaluated with that. Please know I'm really more concerned with disposition with the students on the LPC, MCP for the 3 credit hours. This is something else that wouldn't necessarily apply um, to the education majors. Please watch out for AI. Please don't use AI. I mean, I know it's pretty easy, but I try to make the discussion posts accessible because they're like about you. So don't use AI to discuss stuff about you. That's not good. It's not good at all. Please don't plagiarize. You do have to attend class. If you only did if you only did 3 of the discussion boards, you would automatically fail because again, the discussion boards are typically weeks where you're trying to prove that you're in class, that you're learning. You're welcome to read through that. Class attendance. Please treat each other respectfully. Here's the complaint protocol. And how did that stay on here? Oh my goodness. Our live dates are June 28th, June 29th, and July 26th. So please know I'll update this stuff a little bit more. Looks like I need to do a little bit more updating of that syllabus in a few places. Week one, let's go ahead and jump into week one. I'm going to keep this introduction up there because it's pretty much the same class every semester, except we try to make some a few exceptions for when new groups of students come in. Here's some resources for chapters 1 and 2. A video about what is group therapy. Good flow chart here. And here's your assignment for this week. So please make sure that you get in here preferably before Thursday, and then you get a couple of extra day. That's just if somebody adds the course. I don't want to punish them. So please remember this is the first week. It's an anomaly for the due dates, but most discussion boards will observe Thursday and Sunday as the due dates. That was a lot in a little amount of time. Let me spend just a minute talking about your final group project. So your final group project, I've got a video here to help you out. It's still the same format as when this was released. Um, there's some instructions right here. And so please know if you are able to cover every one of these bullet pointed items, you're going to pass. You're going to pass this. Here's the rubric for the final project group proposal. This will be due July 20th. So you have some time. I would say don't start working on this until July because you want to absorb some of the information from what we do. You're not an expert in group stepping in group one. So please let the course kind of permeate your understanding and then go in and do this. So students will have that week, which I think is week 7, to put this together. And then week 8, we'll meet as a group. This is really quickly thrown together. I just want to give a brief outline, a brief introduction to the class, give you a quick orientation. Please reach out if you have questions. I'll be glad to answer, things via email. Primarily, please include both Professor Adams and I on the correspondence. There are times when I won't be available this summer, so you'll have to lean into her guidance, and so we're splitting the class. So anyway, I look forward to working with you. I look forward to seeing your posts. Please know I'll jump on here this first week and get to know you a little bit well as well. So take care. I'll see you online very soon.